Christians must recover our credibility by speaking to the systemic realities of justice, advocacy, and power that biblical reconciliation was meant to always address. If we're going to embody true and healthy reconciliation and restore our ability to witness to this generation, we're going to have to live more fully in what it means to be reconcilers. But this is hard work, and it shouldn't be entered into lightly or unadvisedly. One must have a clear vision and a strategy of what the process entails. Without it, many people give up or burn out trying to do the work of reconciliation. The Bible says, "For God so loved the world that Jesus gave his life for us." And so it's the whole world that we should care about. That's why when we hear about children being separated from their parents at the border, immigration should matter to us because it matters to God. God cares that all children and parents are having the ability to thrive. And so when we care for the world, we care for issues that impact the world. God created the earth. And so when the environment suffers and groans, we, the people of God, care about that because we care about the God who created that. We care about our neighbor because we've been called to love our neighbors as ourselves. And that's a part of the work of reconciliation. We care about social justice. We care about equality because God has made all people in the image of God. So this is not a political issue, and it's not a good idea. It's a God idea, and we've been called to pursue it. If you're a person who identifies as being white, this is going to be a different journey for you than a person who might be a person of color. If you're white, this might raise questions that you've never had to grapple with. It may cause you to question what you've been told about yourself and others. It may cause feelings that you don't expect of guilt or anger or shame. And I want you to know that that's a part of the process. We'll go through it and we'll experience it. It will also perhaps challenge you to say, why didn't I know this before? Why am I just hearing this information? It might cause you to look back at your theology and your discipleship, and it may cause you to feel a bit of an outcast in congregations that at one point you felt absolutely familiar in. That's a part of the work of reconciliation. For people of color, as you take this course, I want you to hear that you'll hear often your own story, and it will affirm your reality. I may say the things that you've been feeling and experiencing and didn't have language for, but now we'll have a journey together, regardless of our ethnic identity, that will give us information and affirmation that this is indeed the call of God on our lives. In 2 Corinthians, as it talks about us being given the ministry of reconciliation, I want to make clear what that actually means. We've been reconciled to God. That's vertical reconciliation, and that's the work of Jesus Christ on the cross, to reconcile us back to God, and we have that assurance through the death and resurrection of Christ. But I'm here to tell you that the vertical reconciliation that we have through Jesus Christ is not the end of the story. We've also been reconciled to each other. That's the horizontal truth of the cross. And to not preach both is to limit the message of the gospel. Jesus came that all the earth would be blessed. And so when Abraham was called to be the father of many nations, it was so that all the families of the earth would be blessed. Jesus died for the whole world, and our call to reconciliation is to bridge that cross between the vertical and the horizontal reality of reconciliation to God and to each other.